Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at this wonderful, beautiful Tyler Audio portable turntable. It's got some great features, including Bluetooth, USB. You're not going to want to miss this.
Come out tonight, can't you come out tonight? Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight?
Welcome to Record-ology.
Okay guys, let's go ahead and open it up. We're just going to go ahead and see what we got here. Okay, so we got styrofoam blocking materials and some plastic wrap. I'm just going to go ahead and slide it out like this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and remove these packing materials. It's got a nice plastic wrap around the outside edge. You know, this is basically a suitcase style player, you guys, but it's bigger and different than anything I've ever seen before. This almost looks like legit luggage with like a combo lock or something. This is cool. The speakers, metal grill it feels like. This is really, really unique. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and take a closer look at it. Okay guys, so here it is, and it feels very heavy, it feels sturdy. It's got an awesome feature right off the bat, which sets it apart from any other suitcase player I've ever seen. It actually has feet on the back, so you can set it up like that. Any other suitcase player I've ever reviewed does not have the ability to actually stack it or set it up like that. Really, you know, high quality metal hinges. It looks like it's, you know, very well built. Metal grilled speakers on the side, like we said. Let's go ahead and open it. Open this metal latcher and lift. Cool, that's awesome, you guys. Look at that. Let me move it here so you can see it a little better. So it's a leatherette material. It's a little push in here, like the glue is off the edge a little bit there, but that's no big deal. I'm gonna go ahead and take this spacing material out. Protect the turntable platter, so there's a piece above and below and another one down here. When it comes to packaging, you want a company that takes pride in the product that they're offering enough to invest in quality packaging. Yeah, so this looks really, really cool. Let's take a closer look, you guys. And there it is, Tyler Audio portable turntable. And look at that platter. All right, does that platter look familiar to you guys? Because it looks familiar to me. That, I believe, is the same platter mold that Electrohome used for their signature vinyl turntable. And I love it. It's a cool one because it's full size, I believe, or nearly full size. And it's got these marks on it that kind of look like strobe marks. I don't believe that you could use this as a strobe, even if you had a strobe light. But it looks cool, you guys. It's got the rubber nubs right here to grip the records. Which is really, really cool. It's all you need. You know, you don't need to have a full fancy platter. That's not necessary. It's a nice to have, but not a requirement. So yeah, let's take a little bit of a closer look at the tone arm assembly and the head shell. So here is the transport screw, and we reviewed this in the past, but basically you want to screw this down to disengage it, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but screwing it clockwise, screwing it in, actually disengages the transport screw. And if you want to learn more about that, there was a show we did a couple months ago about why and how that works. But now you'll notice that the whole platter mechanism is loose and spongy, and that will absorb unwanted vibrations and allow the sound to represent the record even better. Here is the counterbalance assembly. It's a similar, let me get this twisty tie off of here. It's a similar design to a lot of entry-level players you see out there. Make sure you unclip the tone arm right there. It does have a cueing lever, so you can raise and lower the stylus without damaging the record. If you have shaky hands like I do, then it's really helpful for that. The counterbalance is a spring mechanism, so similar to the LP60. In fact, this looks very similar to the LP60 in terms of the counterbalance. That spring-loaded mechanism will make sure that the stylus isn't putting too much pressure on the record surface itself. Let's go ahead and look at the cartridge assembly. This is a ceramic cartridge. So the reason why ceramic cartridges are used is they put a higher output voltage than, say, a magnetic cartridge. They don't require a preamp. All right, guys, and right in front of the cartridge is actually the 45 RPM spacer. It's kind of a unique place for it, but cool. Okay, guys, also included in the packaging is a user manual and the power supply. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and play a record here. I've got some Elvis on. The volume knob is right down here in the bottom left. To turn the record player on, you just press this button right here. And now we're gonna go ahead and listen to this record. I'm going to lift the cueing lever. The record will start spinning automatically. Then we pull back gently on the cueing lever and the record will play. Volume is over here, bottom left.
Cats were born to give you fever. Feed Fahrenheit to centigrade will give you fever.
Okay, guys, and there we go. The sound was good. It definitely is a full range speaker, so you do get some representation of bass. Good middle end and a good high end. I would say it's definitely biased towards the high end. A lot of that's due to the size of the speakers, you guys, but it'll definitely fill the room up. It's a very loud, very bright record player. So that's awesome. And again, it does 3 speeds, so we could play 45s, 78s. To answer your questions ahead of time, it doesn't have the appropriate stylus size to fill the groove on a wider groove 78. However, it's not going to cause any damage to the stylus or the 78. You just won't get that full, rich representation of those grooves. But let's look at some of the really cool features like the recording capabilities that this unit has. I'm really excited to check that out. As you can see, this record player is going to do Bluetooth. It's going to be able to play MP3s on thumb drives. There's transport controls for that right here. Playing a record is one thing, but recording your record to MP3 file is another. So let's test that out. In order to do that, you're going to need to turn the machine on, obviously. Then put your thumb drive into the USB slot, just like that. You're going to see the little light flash a few times when it first plugs in. Then it's very important, but I learned the hard way, you have to have the record rotating in order for it to record. It will not record until that record is rotating. Now, once that's done, all you have to do is press this button here once, and you're going to see the USB light start flashing. That means it's recording. And then you can drop the stylus, and it will play and record at the same time. Okay, and when you're done, you just raise the stylus, raise the tone arm, and press this button one more time. And once the lights stop flashing on your thumb drive, you're done. You can pull the thumb drive out and put it in any computer. But what I'm really curious is what quality MP3 this is recording at, you guys. Let's see. And just so you know, you already have a head start on me because when I edit this video, the sound that you're going to be listening to when I'm doing this demonstration is going to be that recorded file. I don't know yet. So let me take a look and then join me in the outro and I'll tell you what I found out.
Now you can follow Record-ology on Instagram and Twitter. Follow us at Record-ology 1938 today. Make sure to subscribe to both Instagram and Twitter because we will feature unique content on each platform. Happy record hunting now on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter.
Okay guys, there it is. That is the Tyler Portable Turntable, a really cool machine. But I still haven't checked out those MP3 files. This is going to be a very big deal whether or not the bit rate on these files is high enough. If it's under 100, it's going to be, you know, used for archival purposes, for spoken word. But if you really want an MP3 to deliver, you know, quality music, you're going to want at least 128K. This time, this is take 2 because last time I unplugged the USB to the camera, which wasn't smart. So this time I'm just going to unplug the USB to the, I'm just going to unplug the USB to the mouse. I can use a trackpad. So with the camera app minimized, we're going to look at this in real time. So there's a folder on the thumb drive that says record. Opening that up. And then it brings up a bunch of different files. No, I don't want to play it. I just want to know the file size. It is okay. It is 160 kilobit per second file. That, my friends, is very good. That is the highest bitrate MP3 recording feature I've ever seen on any record player. So, you know, the people from Tyler that are watching this are probably excited for me to find this out, because that, as you know, is a deal maker, deal breaker. We reviewed a lot of record players that it's only like 90 kbps, and it's like, it's so low that, like I said, spoken word or archival purposes. But no, this you could actually record, you know, a good quality audio file with. I mean, that is something that you could enjoy. And if you're anything like me, you're not going to hear the compression above 128. I mean, it's really hard to hear compression if it's over 128 for an MP3 file. If you're listening to a different kind of file, there's a lot of other lossy compression files that are even more efficient, and I can go down to like 90 something if I'm listening to some of the other compression rates. But for MP3, an older one takes a little bit bigger, so 128. But this one's 160 kilobit per second. That's very reasonable. So yeah, this is a really cool turntable. The build quality seems higher than I expected. The sound quality was higher than I expected. Even the speakers on the side, it delivered a good punch. It could definitely fill a room. Very impressed with the MP3 capabilities. We didn't even test the Bluetooth capabilities, but it'd make a fantastic Bluetooth receiver. Now, I did read that there is one limitation to the ability to record MP3, unlike some other players. According to the manual, you cannot use this to record line input to MP3. So if you do have that plugged in, the line input cable, it's just going to, it's either going to not function or it's not going to record any audio. It was a little tricky. It took me, for those of you, and by the way, we did a live show. We do usually do live shows on Wednesdays. We did a live show where I showed you behind the scenes of making of this episode. So if you want to see, you know, what goes into making one of these Record-ologies, check that out, because it was super fun to show you kind of a peek behind the scenes. I show you some of the equipment and all of that good stuff. Anyway, I could not for the life of me get the record feature to work. And so I knew it was my fault. I just needed to get through, you know, come back to it a couple days later and try it again. I got a lot of suggestions. Try double clicking it, try pressing and holding. Well, what it was, and it wasn't in the manual, so this is something that it was a trial and error kind of thing. You have to have the record playing, or at least the record, the platter spinning. So you had to lift up the tone arm, rotate it across to the play surface, and then get that record spinning, and then hit record, and it worked fine. So there you go. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, if you didn't see the behind the scenes, check it out. If you missed last week's live, you can watch the replays of those, but set your reminders for Wednesday nights is usually when we go live. And if you want to be notified when I go live, and it can be any kind of show. You just never know what we're going to do. But if you want to be notified, Yoshi's really loud tonight, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what his problem. He's singing over there or something. Hit the bell notification or the bell button, and you'll be notified right when we're live. Okay, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great night. Have a great day. And we will see you next time. Happy record hunting.
I'm not very good at this.
Neither am I.
Okay, what can we lose?
Thank you for watching Record-ology Deluxe. Don't forget to subscribe and watch our midweek show Record-ology Express on Wednesdays.